Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the ASAP Wrestling Palooza. I am Ray Cruz. I am the host of the All Sports All Play Wrestling Hour, and I have the Wrestle Point crew. My crew will be here momentarily. How y'all doing? I have Dominique. I have Eric. I have Cody. They're gonna bring their A game against the ASAP Wrestling Hour. You know, the Wrestle Point against the Wrestle Hour. Now we're just playing. We're gonna do a collaboration show that we're getting started here on the network. This is gonna be like once a month, or how y'all want to do this. Maybe we could do it twice a month.
Yeah, something like that.
Pay-per-views, WWE pay-per-views and AEW pay-per-views. We'll start doing these collaboration shows for the pre-game, and if you want to do a post-game, we can do a post-game because I'm game for that, you know. So how y'all doing tonight?
Good. Doing good, feeling good.
I'm doing well. I'm excited to talk about some of these topics. I'm excited afterwards to get the quiz down. So at ASAP Wrestling Hour, we'll kick the butts of Cody and Eric.
You see how Dom's rooting against his own
you're picking sides already. Look at that.
I mean, I just feel like these guys are the historians of pro wrestling, and we're not. And talking about one of the historians, Chris is here.
Hey, what's up, Chris? How you doing tonight?
Hey, how's it going, gentlemen? How y'all doing?
How you doing?
Good. I was just talking about how the historians of pro wrestling, the ASAP Wrestling Hour, are gonna kick the butts of the WrestlePoint guys when we go to the quiz portion of this show.
Yeah,
I wouldn't go that far.
I can tell you a little tidbit for me, but I'm older than WrestleMania.
I mean that's pretty old.
Dom said he's only going from the 2000s on, so
to favor you guys, because you would get destroyed in the 90s and 80s.
Probably, yeah.
I mean, yeah, because we weren't alive for most of it. So
I've got an ego to think about.
All right. Let's head to one of the topics. The first topics, though.
So go ahead if you want to do it.
No, go ahead. You're the master of this. Okay. I'm the.
What impact does AEW recent signing have on WWE? So who wants to take this topic first?
I can go. If anybody watches WrestlePoint, they know I'm not the biggest AEW guy in the world, but so I think it impacts WWE in a lot of ways. I think so. Like you see the Madison Square Garden show, for instance. I think WWE has to step up their game a little because they know there's a little more competition. I still don't think WWE actually thinks that AEW is a serious competitor because Vince is so on another planet that he's like, oh, nothing can beat us. But you see, once Bryan Danielson gets signed, once Adam Cole goes there, SmackDown most likely has the best show of the year. I think that was the best TV show of the year for both sides until probably AEW this week. So WWE is trying to step up their game. I'm not sure how well they're doing, but SmackDown's the saving grace right now. So yeah, I think WWE has to do more than they're doing right now, but they are trying at least.
And I've read things that even says that part of the reason that they had Big E cash in on Raw was to combat the recent surge in like Dynamite ratings and obviously all the hype going on AEW. So I mean it's a shame because WWE is letting all of this world-class talent go and they're going straight to their competitors, so they're really shooting themselves in the foot. But in a way, it is kind of forcing them to kick it into gear and start giving people a better product, which is what we've been asking for out of them for years. So it could end up being a kind of a weird blessing in disguise where their product improves by getting rid of all these world-class guys just because they have no choice but to be better now.
What do you think, Chris?
I think that WWE notices it and they are making a lot of changes. Like you just said, hot shot at the title on Big E. On Monday Night Raw, they're giving us the New Day versus the Bloodline. That's a pay-per-view main event match that has no bill. They're putting it on Raw. It'll probably be like a screwy finish or something to set up later, but still the fact that they're doing that. They know they got to compete with AEW as well as Monday Night Football. So Vince has to come hard right now, and he knows it.
The demographic or the point demographic from 18 to 49 or whatever. How old Ray is right now? That's the demographic.
That's the key demo.
Yeah, that's the
1849.
key demo. That and AEW is beating them in that, and I feel like we can all say that AEW is more friendly to pro wrestling fans. It wouldn't be something like little kids would clamor to watch. Like WWE is more focused on PG kids growing up. When we grew up, we watched WWE because, or at least for me speaking, that's because that's what they were going for. They were focused on the key demographic of kids, usually. With the merchandise and everything, toys, and AW is getting the pro wrestling fan demographic, and now with the signings of Danny Bryan, somebody who I never thought would switch sides in WWE, he seemed like a lifer for me, and CM Punk, who I never thought was going to return to pro wrestling. Those are the big headlines, and then trying to then putting the title on Big E. They're trying to combat that with Becky Lynch coming back and Brock Lesnar. They're trying to directly battle. They want to see, hey, they're not actual competitions, but it sure looks like you're doing things that makes it look like that you're treating them like competition.
Well, I got my little opinion about the whole ordeal about this. This man has lost his mind because first he signed soap opera writers to Monday Night Raw to write their skits. Soap opera writers had no point in writing professional wrestling. It just turned into a male soap opera. Second of all, Vince McMahon is trying to sell the company, so he had to get rid of the high price talent like Daniel Bryan, Nate Strowman, and Wyatt. But I've seen some reports that Strowman might be going to Impact Wrestling here in the next few weeks. Wyatt might be on his way after his 90 days compete clause. He's taking. I have seen reports he might be taking Vince McMahon to court about his 90 days compete, so he can come in a little bit earlier. He will, if he does come in, he will join the dark. He will take over for the Dark Order. He has all the rights to his Fiend mask.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that's his mask only, but he has to change the name because Vince owns the Fiend. And when you talk about the AEW, who's winning right now, this is to me, it seems like WCW 0.20 for AEW bringing back the Monday Night Wars, which I like because you had the opportunity to have you go to head to head. I don't think this is a competition between brands because wrestling fans are, like you said, demographically is all over the place. You have kids version and stuff like that. I think WWE messed up when they went from the Attitude Era to the kids PG era. That's just that's the way I think. That's the way I believe because I'm one of them old school type wrestlers. I like the blood. I like the cuts. I like the glory stuff. I like the full blown head. Abdullah the Butcher with his little foreign object. I don't know how many of y'all know about Abdullah the Butcher.
I know Abdullah.
Oh, we know about him.
Yeah,
he's in the he's in WWE Hall of Fame too.
He likes the blood and everything. That's my type of wrestling. Back in the day when Dusty Rhodes cut himself with razor blades and Ric Flair. I was at I can tell you one thing. I was at a Dorton Arena in Raleigh, North Carolina, and I was in front row, and I seen Ric Flair pick up a razor blade and cut himself right in front of me. He didn't think twice about it. So to me, I think AEW has got the advantage right now because it's. I'm not an AEW guy. I'm a WWE guy. But I'm also a WCW guy too. So, NWA. I'm old school. I think right now the better storyline AEW has because they actually listen to their wrestlers. And Vince McMahon listens to the wrestlers, but if he don't like it, he vetoes it every time. So that's the point right now. He's gonna have to either give it up or he has to find a buyer, or he just should let Stephanie McMahon or Shane McMahon run the company.
Not Triple H?
Triple H right now it's got heart surgery going on.
That's true. Well, no, I wouldn't say right now because I don't think Vince McMahon is giving anything up right now.
Well, Vince McMahon has said that he doesn't want to give it to his kids. So what's going to have to happen is his kids going to have to find a buyer and have them turn the company over to them.
They're going to have to fire Vince McMahon.
Good luck.
Well, the only person who can fire him is his wife.
We have to get to
Great
the
angle. That'd be a great angle to put on TV.
that would be a good angle.
Yeah,
Linda
so
coming back after all these years. Oof.
but I mean she's the sole she has more shares than anybody.
I didn't know that. I don't know
Yeah,
that.
they got divorced. Yeah, you know that either,
Oh.
did you?
No.
What?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I read. I think I heard that they got divorced.
Well,
Aye. Anything
Didn't know
else
that.
we want to talk about in this
One,
topic?
one more point on that. I don't think WWE realized like how serious AEW was until one of their top stars, Brian Danielson. They didn't release him. They offered him everything in the moon to come back,
Yes.
and he still said no.
They gave him exactly what he wanted too. They were going to let him fight
Right.
in the G1, I think.
Yeah, they're gonna let him wrestle in New Japan. They gave him as much money as he wanted. His wife is in the company still; she's still under contract, I believe, and he still chose to leave. So that tells you a lot about where AEW is on WWE superstars' mind, the wrestlers' minds.
well, you got to understand too. Daniel Bryan came out of the Indies wrestling for over 10 years, and if he doesn't like the storyline, if he doesn't like the way his character is going, he said he wouldn't mind going back to the Indies, and he just picked AEW. CM Punk picked AEW just to wipe Vince McMahon's face in it. That's all that is.
I think Brian Danielson probably had one of the most creative controls over his character in WWE out of anybody, other than maybe Roman. Other than that, I think because he was helping in the back too with other people's stories. So
Yeah, he was
I
a
think
writer.
I think he had a lot more say in his character than people think.
And he was always booked well, from what I remembered. You know, I never thought of, remember that storyline that Daniel Bryan had? That was awful. Maybe now I think about it, maybe the Gail Kim love triangle with the Brie Bellas in
I
like
mean, that was
2010.
like right when he started, though.
Yeah, but that was like in
yeah.
the beginning. Yeah, that doesn't
Yeah,
count.
yeah. Okay, that doesn't count, but I have to think back like 10 years from that. So that's just a
Well, the
lot.
only thing that was weird about, and he wanted it, he's the one that booked it basically, was the Drew Gulak stuff.
And that was fantastic.
But even
I
that
liked
was
it.
good. They gave us good entertaining
Yeah.
matches.
Yeah, that was like it was just weird the way it was put on TV, but it was good. But you know that's what Daniel Bryan wanted. He wanted to get his friends over, or like he helped the Cesaro push right from the jump. So that's why Cesaro was on TV more and had his main event, his WrestleMania match, and his pay-per-view match with Roman. Daniel had a lot to do with that. So.
And that point too, make it. I think Cesaro just got shafted. I mean, I think he deserves a title run. I mean, he did everything in the company that Vince McMahon told him to do. I mean, he played all kinds of characters. He's there. I think he paid his dues, and I think it's time for him to get the title. But you know, he ain't been on TV in a while. You know, except with the Seth Rollins stuff, and that didn't even play out right.
Mm-hmm.
I think last time we saw him on TV was like 2 weeks ago or so, and he lost.
He got
Yeah, but he was just there for a beatdown.
Yeah, he
Mhm.
was. Yeah, that was so sad.
And you know, to me, I think Vince McMahon either he's gonna have to let the soap opera writers go and add more content from the wrestlers, or else AEW is going to destroy him. Because I'm telling you who's writing AEW right now. Chris Jericho's writing it. Cody Rhodes is writing it. Even though we don't like the Young Bucks is writing it. Kenny Omega's writing it. They don't have writers. They have their actual wrestlers and giving Tony Khan the concept what they want to do, and Tony is actually writing some of the stuff out. And that thing for Sting and Darby Allin, Sting is writing Darby Allin's script. Y'all didn't know that either, did you? All that
Where are you hearing reports from?
Yeah, better insight than you, Cody.
I'm telling you, I go right down the street here in Jacksonville. Actually, AEW's got a home office right down the street at TIA Bank, right in the Jaguars.
Yeah, because he does. He had T.
So, you know, Sting is actually writing Darby Allin's and stuff. Darby Allin came to Sting. That's how Sting signed with AEW. It wasn't Sting prerogative to go to AEW by himself. Darby Allin asked him. He's writing Darby Allin stuff. And you see how good Darby Allin's turning out to be right now. So,
all right, let's move on to the next topic then, shall we?
Well, Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns, the match. First of all, Brock Lesnar's new look, I don't like. 'Cause he looked like a redneck ball. He looked like a redneck Billy Goat out in the backwoods. And he's from Minnesota, but he looked like one of them good old boy from Georgia, you know, with his new outlook and stuff. And then the hair, that little band bun, it ain't working for him. So let's go with Eric on this one.
Okay, I kind of like Brock's look. I think we talk about it on WrestlePoint a lot that I think Brock's new look, he looks like a grizzled old bastard that's been through some stuff, and I think it makes him look a little more dangerous when he's not as clean cut. I think the whole package of this whole feud's been really, really good. It's like we saw a lot of Roman versus Brock a few years ago, and we'd seen it for a few years just kind of continuously. But I think it works a lot better with Roman as the heel, Brock as the face, and with Paul Heyman actually having conflict with these being his two guys. I think Paul's added a lot to the story, and I think it's when we review 4 shows a week on WrestlePoint. SmackDown's the one I look forward to the most, and it's because of the segments that those guys have. So even though it's going to be Saudi Arabia, and I'm not huge on the Saudi Arabia shows, but I'm really looking forward to it. I think it's going to be great.
All right, Dominique, you'll go.
Yeah, I'm not talking about the look in general, because Brock Lesnar's look, it's different. That's what's important. You know, you want something different from your pro wrestlers. You don't want to see, look back, it's Brock Lesnar. He looks like exactly like he did in 2014, 2013, you know. So it's nice to have a really different look. The problem with this announcement is, and Eric, you talk about this a lot, and that's why you say, I can't get into Omega matches, because you know Omega wins. Well, what does this say? This says Brock.
I never said I can't get into Omega matches. I said I couldn't get into his match against. I said I couldn't get into his match All Out with Christian because there was no way he was losing that.
And there's no way Roman Reigns is losing that. They already announced that. They're already booking that. They're already building the storyline. If you let me tell you, what storyline are they investing more now?
Why are you bringing AEW up into a WWE?
I'm just making my point. I'm just saying, it's how are we gonna believe that the Fiend is gonna be any threat to Roman Reigns? How are we gonna believe
the Demon?
Oh my bad, the Demon. We talked about the Fiend earlier. I'm sorry. The Demon. How is the Demon gonna pose a threat to Roman Reigns now? Like, nobody would believe that he's gonna take the title from him, because they already announced the next match. They're already like, okay, just get this out of the way and then let's move on. Just have this be a footnote for Roman Reigns' dominant
championship. But they're also making that a point that Roman Reigns is overlooking Finn Balor, or the Demon.
But Roman Reigns isn't the one who announced the match for Saudi. WWE did.
We accepted the challenge from Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, but I'm saying he's not the one who booked it.
I mean, like it's not going to make sense just because they want to make money on Saudi, and the way to do that is Brock versus Roman. They know that. So I don't like the Saudi matches, pay-per-views, because one, they're like at 11 in the afternoon on a weekday, which is terrible. And then the second is Saudi tells Vince McMahon, hey, we're paying this much money. We want to see this person, this person, and this person. And that's what you get. That's why you get Goldberg. That's why you get probably Edge. That's why you get you're getting Brock Lesnar. I wish there was a little more time on this feud because it's so interesting every time you see Brock on TV. Well, for me at least, it's like, what's going to happen? The Paul stuff is so intriguing to me. But yeah, I do see Dom's point where it's like, yeah, Roman's not going to lose, but like, Roman's not losing to anybody on the roster. So, like, I've always Roman's matches are compelling to me. Well, now that he's a heel, anyways, regardless of knowing he's going to win or lose. But yeah, I do get Dom's point what he's trying to say here.
You go, Chris.
Yeah, I 100% agree with Dom. That was my issue with that announcement. Is that Roman's not going to lose the title. I don't think that he's necessarily going to beat the Demon. That could probably, because it hasn't been announced as like a stipulation match. So they may have something with the Usos that, keeps Roman like winning as a DQ. That way the Demon doesn't lose, and they can go back to that feud later. And I agree too with the Saudi shows being on, during the middle of the day. I don't want to be up to watch it. I'll be at work, so I'll have to miss it anyway.
Mhm.
But I am looking forward to that match, and I also think I don't think that's going to be a one and done too, because with Heyman, you got to stretch that storyline out. That they could get this all the way through WrestleMania if they wanted to. I don't know how Roman wins this match and doesn't make Brock look weak. I think that's the only problem. Even if you do some kind of screwy finish like WWE's known for, it's still like you can't have Brock dominate Roman too much, but you can't have Roman dominate Brock. So it's kind of a crossroads that they're at right now. They booked it too soon.
Or this is my point. This is my point about the Saudi shows. Saudi shows overseas, they tell WWE who they want to see. Over there too, the women wrestlers don't get to go over there unless they put on these veils and stuff. They can't wrestle without having the mask over their face and stuff like that. So it kind of screws over the women division to be on these cards and stuff like that. But seeing the Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns and stuff over there and stuff, it don't make too sense. But how about this for the ending? Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns, the Demon shows up, beats both of them down, and then the Usos come out and help out and save. So that's my point.
I don't think the Demon can be in Saudi Arabia. I'm not even trying to be funny.
He can.
Religious.
No, but the
beliefs,
character
right?
itself. Like, I don't think that the Demon physically could. Because remember,
Yeah.
when
The
Aleister Black
religion
was there,
thing.
he couldn't go because of his tattoos.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Saudi's got that.
Yeah.
Stint, crazy act over there.
Yeah, I didn't even think. I didn't even think about that. Yeah. So in the Saudi, apparently the Saudi shows at like 11 a.m. Eastern time. On
That's why they get the Peacock. You get the Peacock so you can watch it later.
Yeah, if the Peacock doesn't crash first.
Yeah, true. So, but Brock Lesnar. This is my take about Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns. They have wrestled before. Both of them made each other look pretty strong out of their matches and stuff like that. But the key factor will be Paul Heyman. Will Paul Heyman decide to change sides and go back with Brock? But my point of take on this is when it gets back to the States, I would like to see Brock Lesnar and Sable come be Brock Lesnar's mouthpiece.
That would be a big return, but very unlikely.
Yeah, I think it's fair.
But I mean, if you look at the stories about Paul Heyman and Roman Reigns likes to work with Paul Heyman likes to work with Roman Reigns. To make it all fair, to keep him with Roman Reigns, you have to bring in like Sable for a mouthpiece for Brock. Brock can handle a mic by himself.
I mean, if one of those matches ends in DQ, I wouldn't mind seeing a triple threat: Brock, Finn Balor, and Roman. That'd be an awesome match. But at the same time, I feel like WWE has Roman's matches until WrestleMania booked up. They know what they're gonna do with Roman. I think they're getting after the Saudi show, it's probably gonna be Big E versus Roman because the Survivor Series champion versus champion, and then I feel like you're almost at Rumble by then. So I feel like they have an idea what they want to do with Roman, regardless of what happens with these two matches.
I still don't like the head of the table storyline, but
what? That's
Now we're gonna get fighting. Now we're gonna get fighting.
All right, I'm gonna hear him out though. Hear him out. He has a good reason for it. I understand his reasoning.
Here you go. This is the reason I don't like it. First of all, how many Samoan wrestlers do we have actually in WWE right now? How many? We only have the Usos. We have Tamina. We have Roman. That's 3 right there, right?
Naya.
There's one.
I'm gonna tell you what. This is why I'm telling you. The storyline, the head of the table is known for the Samoan heritage. That's the Samoan heritage. What is that doing for me? I'm not Samoan. I don't care about the head of the table part. That's not doing anything to me. It's not doing anything to professional wrestling. Now, if you had a lot of Samoan wrestlers on the other side, yeah, I can see that. Bringing The Rock back in and stuff like that. I see that. I know The Rock is supposed to be coming back supposedly for WrestleMania if they can get the schedule cleared out. And that's going to be Roman Reigns on WrestleMania and supposed to be for the head of the table. I can see that part because he's fighting another Samoan, Samoan heritage. So to me, the head of the table does not do anything for me because I'm not Samoan, and half the wrestlers that WWE has is not Samoan, and they're not fighting for head of the table. You know, I understand how he's trying to portray it, but it's hard to portray that heritage, and it doesn't work for everybody because New York City is not going to be, you know, I'm your head of the table thing. You know, they can care less because most of them are in the United States citizens and overseas people and stuff like that. But you know, if you got other Samoan stables, then I can see that. But it doesn't do anything to me.
I think it's more of a. So at first it was the family stuff. I think it more of it's he's the head of the table meaning WWE now. He's every time he's acknowledged me. I'm the tribal chief of the WWE, and I get your point, but at the same time I feel like it's much different from when it first started with the Usos, because there's not much conflict there anymore with the Usos for right now at least.
Yeah, but
I get both sides.
But I mean, to me, the head of the table is more of a Samoan heritage. That's what they do. That's it. They have their own little tribal council type deals in their homeland and stuff like that. But it doesn't really do anything to me because, yeah, Roman Reigns. Yeah, we know John Cena put the torch down. The Undertaker did a torch turn to Roman Reigns to be the leader. But I think to me, Roman Reigns got to have to do a little bit more than just the head of the table gimmick to get him sold over. I mean, he's getting himself sold over as a heel right now, but still, and I think we've seen a turn too in the next coming months. Or seeing Seth Rollins turn back good, and he's gonna be He's gonna be one of the line go up against Roman Reigns. And I see that storyline coming.
No, I agree with that. Seth Rollins is. It depends on the draft, because the draft I'm not still sure yet. I'm still not sure what they're doing with Seth Rollins' character. I don't know if they're turning him heel more than face, because they're trying to make him sympathetic a little bit with like him with the Madison Square Garden stuff, and he felt sorry for what he did to Edge. I don't know if that was supposed to be a heel. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you gotta understand too. I think they used the Seth Rollins more like what they did with Miz when Miz had a kid. Miz getting to a point where he didn't want his daughter to turn and think he's that bad of a person and stuff like that. So he had to wait till she gets a little bit older so he can explain, yeah, I play a heel on character, but that's not me in real life and stuff like that. But I think Seth Rollins is a little bit more like that because he got Becky Lynch as a heel, and they didn't want them two to work together, so they're gonna try to split them apart. So if I can see Seth Rollins going back to Raw.
I can too. And I think they would turn him face and have him feud.
Yeah, we had this discussion about on WrestlePoint that we're not sure if Seth's gonna go to Raw because I don't think because Becky, they do like to keep the couples together most of the time. So I that's why I'm saying that I could see Seth going to Raw, but at the same time I can see him staying for that.
Yeah, it's a really very difficult one to predict, in my opinion.
That's what I'm saying. Eric's having internet and trouble, so he's just.
He'll come back. He'll come back. He always does come back.
He's studying for the test.
He always come back.
I know Dominique's gonna send him the question for the test and stuff, so he's researching. We understand.
No,
we know how. Hey, Chris, we know how that is. 3
Yeah.
We're doing a triple, a tag team triple match.
I know it's a handicap match right now. Dom's the host, and I'm going to be getting the beatdown.
It's supposed to be a 5 fatal 5-way when Nathan comes here.
So if he shows up, I don't know if he's showing up or not. He hasn't answered.
So, anything else from this topic? Or I think we said enough on this.
Yeah.
All
right. How does Sting influence the impact of Darby Allin's career? Go with Chris on this one. So we've been WrestlePoint guys for the last two. So,
it makes Darby a star already. You're getting a rub from Sting, who is one of the biggest legends in wrestling history. He's probably WCW's biggest star. You could look at Darby when Darby first came out. He was hanging in the rafters, and there was immediately the Sting comparisons. And to touch base with what you said earlier, if Sting is writing Darby's promos and has an influence on his matches, if he played any portion of a role in that match with Punk, even when Darby lost, he's a made man right now. He had a great title run with TNT because of Sting. It's just going to make Darby a superstar for years to come. He's a great face of great face of AEW. And something we were talking about earlier, like how kids are more friendly towards WWE. I think with Darby, in the skateboard background and everything, kids can kind of flock to him too.
No, I 100% agree with that. Sorry to interrupt. But I like the partnership of Sting and Darby a lot. I like because when you look at older wrestlers, you usually think, oh, they're coming out of the business, they're older, let them get a rub to the young guys by having the young guys beat them, right? But I don't see much mentorship. Like Sting being in Darby's corner, like he doesn't talk for Darby. Darby talks for himself. Obviously, like Ray talked about, he writes for him, but that's different because it's not portrayed on the camera that he writes for him. I think mentorship like that idea in pro wrestling needs to be explored more, because we obviously see lots of manager roles like Paul Heyman and Roman Reigns, but like actual mentorship, because there are very big comparisons between Darby and Sting, and from what I remember, or I know from WCW, Sting wasn't a big headliner right away. It took a while, he was in the rafters. He wanted attention from Ric Flair, and then he finally got in. I feel like we're gonna see the same thing, kind of story arc from Darby. And again, the WCW AW comparison is there. TNT right away. I mean, older wrestling fans come in and they recognize Sting, but not Darby. But they're gonna be interested in Darby because Sting is with them. So I feel like that meant like that pairing right away helps Darby tremendously, because if he didn't do the pairing, I'm pretty sure he wouldn't be on TV as much. He would be having a lot more dark matches.
Go ahead,
My
Cody.
God. All right. So the Darby Allin Sting thing, I think it's cool that the fact that because what you guys said, normally if you see someone like a mentor, it's a mouthpiece, or it's a big guy that's like Omos kind of like that, not like mentor, but you know what I mean, like a bodyguard sort of thing. But it's cool that he's just like the guy that stays back, gives him advice if he needs it, but he lets Darby do his own thing, which is cool. So I'm not in the AEW as much as like Dom and Eric probably, but like wasn't Darby Allin? He was in a feud with Team Taz when Sting showed up, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think it's cool that I don't know. I feel iffy about Sting when he wrestles, just because I feel like he takes away the Darby Allin spotlight sometimes, because Darby's so good in the ring. But I feel like Sting will no-sell some things. Like, Sting, you're like 60 years old. You're not no-selling anything. When you go through a table, it hurts. When you get hit by a chair, it hurts. So I don't like the tag matches. I wish they would keep Darby just a singles competitor rather than teaming up with Sting so much, because we do have the he's teaming with Sting on Wednesday against FTR. So I would rather him stay back and not get in the ring as much. But other than that, I like it.
But doesn't teaming with Sting put more eyes on Darby?
Yeah.
It does, but I think it keeps away from Darby in the ring as a singles competitor, because ultimately him and Sting aren't going to fight for the tag team championships.
I mean, nobody thinks that though.
Yeah, but I would rather, just me personally, I would rather Darby being in a singles capacity and not feuding with 2.0 or something like that, because that tag team is dumb.
Leave 2.0 out of this.
Yeah, but I mean, what are you going to want to see? Sting and Darby, or Sting and Darby versus FTR, or Darby versus Dax Harwood?
He has a point.
I
know what answer.
I mean, Darby and Dax would be a hell of a match. Don't get it wrong, but
yeah.
No, I agree with you there. I think if Eric was here, he would agree with that, because he's a big FTR fan. He's like, oh, FTR, the best tag team of all time. They actually hold the tag rope when they tag. Like, he would agree with you. So
Eric loves that stuff. So yeah, he loves the
I'm gonna give you some insights here. Sting had some good people that he mentored him. Started off with his tag team partner, The Undertaker, when he was Mark Collis. Y'all didn't know that either, did you? Him and Sting actually were tag teams in the Ohio Valley Wrestling. When Sting first started.
That was before I was born.
that was probably 25 years before I was born.
And so Sting got his first taste with the Undertaker. Then Sting went to WCW. First, he got a taste with Dusty Rose. Dusty Rose mentor. Guess who really mentored him? And why they slow played him was because Ric Flair was mentoring him from the back, right from the cameras. Nobody knew anything about it, and they slow played it for one reason, because Ric Flair told him to slow play it, because they wanted to make him a big mega star. And what happened? He turned into a big mega star because of that. He's taking Darby Allin under his wing. With everything he got taught, they teaching Darby Allin. And why they doing tag team so much is because Sting is teaching him stuff in the ring that he needs to know before they send him on his way trying to collect the world championship. And that's the key with the FTR, because Sting and FTR has set up stuff to help mentor the young Darby Allin, because Darby Allin's young. I mean, he's got a skateboard program, background. He's a indie guy. He's still raw. He still needs to have a little bit more coaching, a little bit more fine polishing. And I understand what you're saying, Cody, about Sting taking away on the single stuff. But if Sting don't get in the ring with him to show him certain things that Sting needs to, and that's a better way to do it, is to put it on the screen to do that, instead of trying to do it in the background where you got to have wrestlers come in and people are going to catch word, because in the day of social media, guess what? Everybody's standing back there trying to find out what's going on. So to keep everybody happy, they do it in the ring right in front of everybody, so nobody knows what they're really doing behind the stage. And this is all set up by Cody Rhodes, Dustin Rhodes, Mr. Khan. Jim Ross has been involved in some of the stuff with Darby Allin. They try to get Darby Allin up to where Kenny Omega is, where Sting was, and I guarantee you, Darby Allin will be the next icon.
I have a quick question for both all you guys, because I was just thinking of Darby Allin, and obviously he will be in the main event picture and probably have the title at some point in his AEW career. And another guy, a young guy who I think of being pushed, or especially with tag team matches, is Jungle Boy. So my question is, who do you guys think will get the world title first, Jungle Boy or Darby Allin?
Neither.
I mean, none of them will ever get it?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think it's more likely that Darby will get it. I think Jungle Boy is not great on the mic, and he's great in the ring. Don't get me wrong, but I don't see it with Jungle Boy. But Darby Allin, I would say, but I would not say for a long time. I don't think Darby is going to be champion anytime soon.
Well, it's going to be like 5 years ahead. I'm not saying the next 3 years, maybe. I'd be surprised.
I guess it would depend on how they would want it. I mean, Jungle Boy's going to get more views. Luke Perry's son is the world champion of this promotion, like, for that reason alone. But I don't really see either one of them getting it. Just, I hate to sound like a typical wrestling person, but the size thing just doesn't scream world champion, believable world champion.
Okay, let me ask you another question to real quick before we get to Ray. Do you think that somebody like Powerhouse Hobbs will get it before Jungle Boy and Darby then?
No.
If it was WWE, yeah.
But, if it was WWE, he would have won his first match.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hobbs is still very green in the ring. In time, I can see him getting a title match before them. I don't think he'll ever be a world champion either.
Yeah. Who will be a world champion in World's World?
Kenny Omega, Daniel Bryan, CM Punk, it'll just rotate.
About that. Okay.
Pretty much.
Okay.
But I guess if you're looking for the future, Ricky Starks.
That's interesting. I didn't expect that. Okay.
Very good on the mic. Very good on
the
mic.
Very good. Go ahead, Ray. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, Starks is more believable, but you got to understand, too, Jungle Boy can fall into that Eddie Guerrero, small kind of guy, likable kind of guy, famous father and all this other stuff, but still, I think Jungle Boy gets a good. I think Jungle Boy gets a little bit more eye candy, a little bit more, because he's small stature. He in the ring. He fights bigger guys, and I mean he can hang with bigger guys too. So I mean he could be there. But I think if everything turns out, I think Darby Allin probably in the next maybe next 6, 7, maybe 8 years down the road, he's gonna have to get a little bit more green, out of his rigged stage. And if he listens to Sting, I was thinking about 7 to 8 years he'll be up in that class. But right now, the class right now is gonna be, you know, Kenny Omega, Christian, um, Danielson, CM Punk. You still got them top stars coming in, and I guarantee you, all those guys who signed had some kind of guarantee they're gonna win a world title. And
Adam Cole, Hangman Page.
Yeah.
You got
Hangman
Cole.
Page, yeah.
I forgot about him. Yeah, I think one thing that hurts Darby though is he's so reckless. Like it's gonna hurt his career in the long run.
Yeah. I mean, Jeff Hardy was very reckless too. So,
Kota Ibushi is somebody who I always think about. Reckless, and Hiromu Tanahashi, that's a New Japan guy. He's very reckless, and it just hurts people's careers, man. It's not good.
let me answer Mike's question here. Yeah, Mike, you haven't seen me in 2 weeks, but I've been behind the stage, and y'all get all the things. So, I'm that mentor to y'all. I got.
He's the Sting.
He's the Sting. Yeah. With the Darbies.
Hey, I got all that knowledge. I'm bringing you all that knowledge here. All the old, trying to reference some of the old style with the new style. I got it all. Get Blackjack Mulligan all the way down to Kerry, Kevin, Mike, Fritz Von Erich, the Boogie Woogie Man, Jimmy Valiant, the Raging Bull.
God.
Y'all want to do a quiz against this man?
I know. I'm not sure anymore.
That's why I said we gotta have
you
a
got
handicap.
You got Chief Wahoo McDaniels all the way down. I mean, I've seen wrestling all the way into like the Armory, all the way to high school gyms. And I've seen the Ivan Koloffs, the Nikita Koloff, the Rock and Roll Express, Midnight Express, the Road Warriors. I got it all in my repertoire. So,
Have you seen 2.0? Have you seen 2.0? Or the B team? The B team?
Off now.
3MB? I mean, come on. 3MB, it's a legend. Legends right there.
no.
Hey, 2 out of 3 world champions.
Yeah.
I mean, Heath Slater's gonna get there eventually.
I think Heath Slater just returned to Impact this week.
Oh, did he? That's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, he could be taking the title from Christian. Who knows?
He needs to get money for all his kids and stuff, and get them out of the and stuff like that. So.
All right. The next topic, then. This is a topic I wanted to get into for a little bit.
So, what changes would you make to the women's division? Let's see who I want. I'll go with Chris. Let Chris get his stuff out, his point of view out of here. Chris got a lot to take about women.
Question is, who are we talking about? What company?
Both.
Let's do both.
All right. WWE, I would just throw the whole Raw Women's division away. Just get rid of it. It doesn't need to exist. And SmackDown, put the belt back on Bianca and build a feud with her and Naomi. They're very athletic. 2 athletic women who could they're both good on the mic. You could get something with the with the Usos and the Street Profits, just have some back and forth with that. I mean, I know it's kind of, bringing the tag team division into it as well, but that's just great storylines. Put Naomi with the Bloodline. It works. AEW, they're honestly doing what they need to do right now. Ruby Soho, I didn't realize how big of a signing she would be, but that promo that they cut Friday night was wow. That saw me on that match. I was not a Ruby Riott fan, but Ruby Soho, I'm here for. They put the title on Britt Baker at the right time. DMD is probably the biggest thing in AEW.
Yep.
Well, outside of the big signings recently, but she's amazing. So Kenny is right on point finally with the women's division. And they got an emerging star coming in, Jade Cargill. I think whoever beats Britt is going to end up being a transitional champion for Jade to get that belt.
Okay, I have a question then. Do you think that it will be Thunder Rosa? We at Wrestle Point, we speculate that Thunder Rosa is going to be the one taking
I
it.
could actually see that, but if Thunder Rosa does it, I wouldn't want her to be a transitional champion. But it kind of makes sense for her to be one too, because it gives her a moment to get the title. And she put on a great match with Jade.
Do you want me to go?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so anybody that listens to Wrestle Point knows that there's one woman that I think is the best women's wrestler in the world.
Oh God!
By
You guys
far.
gonna have to hit this.
It's Sasha Banks, the boss. I love Sasha. So she's one of my. We did a top 10 wrestlers list. She was one of my top 10 wrestlers, along with Bayley from the past year. I do agree. I feel like the Raw division needs an overhaul, and maybe the best thing to do is having the women not be on a brand together and just go back and forth between SmackDown and Raw, and not having them on a set brand. Because if I have to see Nia Jax on my TV more than 10 minutes every single Raw, I'm going to shoot myself. I hate Nia Jax with all of my passion. Nia Jax is terrible. She is so bad. Mike,
you know what's crazy though? Like the women in that family are terrible wrestlers. Look at Tamina.
Oh my God, yeah, Tamina's bad too. But then you have these amazing wrestlers like Shayna Baszler that's not getting used properly. You have Rhea Ripley, who's in a tag team with Nikki Ash now. So SmackDown is so loaded that like I'm praying that we see a Sasha, Bianca, and Becky triple threat match before one of them gets moved over to Raw. I do think it's going to be Bianca that gets moved over to Raw, because I think the Street Profits are going to go to Raw as well. So, I would just do an overhaul, have them be able to switch brands back and forth, not have a set brand, so we can get a little more fresh matchups, because it feels like we just get rematches every week, and I do not want to see Carmella and Zelina Vega versus Liv Morgan every single week. I love Liv Morgan. She needs a push. But everybody else, I just don't. I'm not fond of.
But if you do that, then Charlotte's going to be the champion like forever.
I mean, yeah, but
that's Cody's world right there. That's Cody's world.
I mean, have Sasha win both the belts.
Fuck off. Okay. This is what I would do. Get rid of the tag team championship.
Oh yeah,
I forgot about that. Yeah.
Get rid of it. Get it in the bin. There's already an NXT one as well. First of all, call up some of these NXT women that are much more talented than Carmella and Zelina Vega. No offense to them again. Get Dakota Kai. Cody knows I'm a Dakota Kai.
You should post that photo I made the other day.
No. I'm a big Dakota Kai fan. Call her up and just structure it how they. I don't even mind how they structure it. You know, have the world title picture. I don't agree on who the world title picture is in Raw right now. I like Charlotte as a champion. I do, because I feel like her character is being the something like Okada. Is she doing well in it?
I think she's doing as well as she can.
And she's doing it as well as she can with somebody like Nia Jax. You know, keep Rhea Ripley there. Honestly, keep the women where they are at. Just structure it a bit different. Have like a non-title feud for the women's, like Naomi is. You know, Naomi's starting to have a feud with Sonya Deville, and I think that is really awesome. You know, something AEW does. Cody didn't talk about AEW. Like Anna Jay and Ty Conti with the Bunny and what's her name? Penelope Ford. Yeah, like have something like a lesser. I wouldn't say lesser, like another feud for the women's to go on. Just don't have the feud just be the women's championship. You know, I don't like that. Just have
They're kind of doing that though with the Liv Morgan thing. They just started this week,
and they're just not doing it very well.
But who wants to see that feud?
Exactly.
No one.
But
I didn't mention AEW just because, I don't see anybody on the roster currently that's going to beat Britt Baker. I just think she's so over with that.
Rosa?
I get. We've talked about it before, but I think I don't.
Cargill eventually.
Jade Cargill, but she's too green right now.
Eventually,
she can't beat her. Jade Cargill can't beat Britt. It has to be a transition champion with Wayne.
Yeah. So I mean, Ruby's I feel like Ruby, even though like I'm not a huge fan of Ruby right now, but I think she'd be the perfect person to beat her if if she was in the company for like half a year or like 6 months. But like I don't know what I'm not sure her being in the championship picture. I know she won the battle royal, but her winning that it might have not been the best for her for right now because it just feels like it's too soon happening.
I think they'll have a Miyu match eventually, but yeah, I would just keep it the same. Toss the women's tag team in the belts and the belts championships in the bin. They don't belong there. We don't need them. And just structure around multiple intriguing stories. You know, Naomi, Sonya Deville is an intriguing story. You know, it is possible to have intriguing female stories that are not about the belt, and they need to produce those more.
And fire Eva Marie.
Yeah, yeah.
Keep her on TV too.
Thank you.
Or make her a heel manager.
Make her a manager. Thank you.
Yeah, that would be good. That'd be much.
She doesn't need to be in the ring.
Well, this is my take on every single thing. Y'all haven't mentioned one little thing about this, but I'm about to mention it here. I'm gonna show you my age here. I don't know if y'all know anything about the Women of Globe Wrestling or anything like that when it was all women promotion.
That's where Aubrey came from.
Yep.
No, it's on Netflix. That's all I know.
It's on Netflix.
No, nowhere near
Is
Netflix.
Chavo Guerrero in it?
No. You ready for this? You know, Ivory was named Bambi in that professional wrestling. That's where Ivory came from. She was known as Bambi. She wore a Daisy Duke outfit, cut off jeans, and everything else. So why don't you think WWE hasn't put the women in their own organization? Because they don't want to put the women over because the women are going to end up turning more better than the men because I think they are more styles of hair pulling, grabbing, you know, outfit malfunctions that people want to see, you know, all that stuff. So to me, first of all, the thing is we can't get rid of the tag team titles. I like the tag team titles for women. I like the world title, but let's bring in the women intercontinental title. Let's bring in the women U.S. title. Some more single title matches. You know?
Oh man,
That's too many.
No.
Yeah.
If you had your own brand, I'll understand. But like,
Yeah, but that's what I'm trying to say. The women division needs their own brand because they need to own that all women's pay per view. Perfect, hit it off. I mean, that thing was like I think the rating was sky high for that right there. The pay per view was it was.
Yeah.
I agree. We need more women's pay-per-views.
I'm gonna tell you what. If you didn't watch what Mickey James put on it for the NWA, that all women's pay per view for them, that hit all time highs too. And Mickey James was actually a good writer for that because that storyline was compelling. How she was been wrestlers to come on and doing it, and she went out and plead for a couple of wrestlers and stuff like that. But if you're looking at AEW style, you got Britt Baker. She's that top tier person right there. Jade Coghill is still green. She's coming along, but only why she's really getting a lot of over because her physique, her muscular style, physique and stuff. And then if you look at, I like Vanilla Ford, but I don't like her boyfriend or her husband, whatever he is to her. He's just got to go. I'm sorry. She needs to be by herself, away from that guy. I know she's trying to be a manager / wrestler, but it doesn't work sometimes. And then if you keep looking at, and you talk about Thunder Rosa. Thunder Rosa was a good NWA champion, world champion, so she has world champion qualities. I think she's more suited. I don't think she needs to be a transitional champion. I think she can go right after Brent Baker. They got good chemistries. They wrestle in the independents together. I've seen them a couple times in a high school gym in Florida when they were wrestling.
Didn't they wrestle on AEW?
Huh?
Didn't Thunder Rosa and Britt Baker wrestle?
They had like a lights out match earlier this year. That was bloody.
But I mean, they got good chemistry. So I think I don't think she needs to be having a transition between that. I think she can go after Brent Baker, DMD. So if you're looking at the women wrestlers, I think women need to start having their own organizations. I don't think they need to be in the mix of men because their matches are not long. If you look at them, some of them are long, some of them are not. Like Sasha Banks and Charlotte Flair probably had one of the longest matches. Becky Lynch and Charlotte had a long match. So you got to look at it this way too. To get the women over, they're gonna have their own organization, their own show, because they're not gonna showcase with the men because they're gonna put the men over more over than the women.
My only issue with the tag team title is I think the last 4 times I've seen the tag team them having a tag team match, they've lost like every single time. So it's like it doesn't mean anything. So more title, like WWE's roster, it's never been more talented than right now. I believe there is many of wrestlers: Bayley, Sasha, Charlotte, Shayna, Becky. Did I say Becky? Bianca. They're all super talented. Just they're not getting treated like they're super talented. So I would actually, that brand thing, it's really smart. I would NXT 2.0 should have just been a women's promotion only, which would have been cool.
Yeah, they got to have their own show. I mean, mixing them in with guys and stuff, it really doesn't work. They tried it back in the 80s, it didn't work. They put them in that Glow Wrestling, that hit it way off more because more guys were turning into watching that because it was just nothing but straight women wrestling. And they were pulling hair. I mean, I've seen matches where they had this big woman, probably about 450 pounds, some odd, off the brand woman, looked like, alter ego of Cruella Ville on the Dalmatians. That's how she looked. I'm serious. She had a piece of white hair. She was big, about 450 pounds. And I mean, they took like 3 or 4 women and tried to get her down, and she was pulling hair, throwing them by the hair. That's when wrestling was for women was like there. It was a Bambi wearing the Daisy Duke cut off shorts and shirt and stuff. I mean, that was back in the day though.
The bra and panties matches.
Honestly, what they need to do, they just need to do what they did in the pandemic era. Just put the 2 titles on Bayley and let her go.
Dom's a giant Bayley.
Just let Bayley do her thing.
Also, they have Raquel Gonzalez. I forgot to mention who is.
Bayley.
If you watch NXT, she's great.
Have Bayley beat her, and if when Bayley comes back, let's do that.
Yeah, and then Sasha can beat them all in.
I think Bayley was better at her lovable gimmick than.
No, you need to stop.
Yeah.
Oh no! I love heel Bayley.
You need to stop, Ray. You need to stop before we're gonna.
Hey, while we got Eric, real quick.
Can you hear us?
We talk about you. Can you hear us?
I don't think he can. He's having issues with not being.
Eric, you have to unmute yourself. You're muted.
It's a little better, but it's still like super choppy. I can't hear much.
Oh, okay.
Just try your best, buddy. Just hang in there.
We're talking about the women's division. What's your take on the women's division? Can they change?
Let's see. I can message the private chat and then.
Yeah. Because we can hear him good. I mean, he just can't hear us. If we're that choppy. Now he's going out.
Yeah. All right. It had an issue last week with StreamYard for him too.
Yeah. All right. So we got any more we want to talk about this women thing, except for the bra and panty matches and lingerie,
none of that.
And pillow fights and
Let's get rid of all dolls. No dolls.
No doll. Oh, let's have a doll match. Yeah,
they're selling, so they're not going anywhere soon, unfortunately.
I want to watch.
Monica muted.
Tom, you're muted.
Oh,
I wanted to watch the doll blink again.
No. I want the doll to body slam somebody. That would be hilarious. Okay, I guess we'll have Eric back at some point. Well, I guess we'll just move on.
Yeah.
The next topic.
Who will buy WWE? Oh, I have no.
Who will buy WWE?
Someone.
Who will buy WWE?
Let
me see. If I was a millionaire, I would buy it.
I mean,
if I was a millionaire, I'll buy it. I'll fire all the freaking writers and the soap opera writers and tell Vince McMahon he can't come back. He can watch it on television or pay me some money to come and see it. But now, seriously, I think to me, I think WWE should stay in the family. I think it should either go to Shane McMahon or Stephanie McMahon or both.
Um, Tony Khan.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
I have no idea. Like it should go to Triple H. Like because I feel like that's just only right. He built up NXT so much, but at like the same time, it's like yeah, anybody that's rich, if you really want like a wrestling company that makes a lot of money, yeah, buy it. Because WWE, despite people what their views on, WWE still makes a crap ton of money. So,
well, you know how WWE makes their money, right? Everything you see by WCW, they own. The World Championship Wrestling. Every time you see Kerry Von Erich's old matches on television, they get paid for it.
I've never seen a Kerry Von Erich.
Yeah, he cares all.
Busy watching Sasha Banks.
He carries all those weights, all those organizations that folded. He's bought the digital media and all that stuff. So, I mean, that's how they're making money. But to me, you know, for WWE, Vince McMahon, I hope he doesn't sell it to some network. I mean, some of these networks like Ted Turner and all that. I mean, Ted Turner, he did all right with WCW, but he didn't do anything. He hired people to do it, like Eric Bischoff and stuff like that. But you know, if he sell it to Walt Disney World, WWE is going to go down.
That's my pick. Actually, I think it's going to be Disney.
Oh, that's a good one. My pick would be Fox, because I mean they already bought SmackDown. I feel like they just would buy everything else. I think Fox and SmackDown on Fox is already really good investment. I feel like they're pretty happy with how that's going. They have the highest ratings in pro wrestling, and I think it'll stay like that for a while. So I would say Fox.
I just don't. How much did they pay for SmackDown alone?
Like $1 billion.
They spent like a lot of money for.
It was like $1.5 billion or something like that, wasn't
something
it?
like that. It was a lot.
Yeah, so if you're paying for the rest of that, like, and they will probably watch 1 hour of Raw, and they're like, "Yeah, I'm not sure about this."
they'll make Raw a 2-hour show. I'll say that.
Yes, that would help Raw a lot. Going back to 2 hours.
Well, I mean, for Raw being a 3-hour show, they gave rid of all their wrestlers. I mean, they have more commercials now than anything because they got to space out the time. I mean, you got to go back to 2 hours, and unless they're gonna get some more wrestlers up there and stuff like that, bring some NXT guys up. And talking about Triple H, I build up NXT. This man's about to tear it down because that's who's running NXT while Triple H is in recovery.
That's actually a really good transition point if you want to.
I was going to say, I think our last topic is NXT 2.0.
Yeah, talking about the NXT rebrand.
Yes, NXT rebrand. No, Vince McMahon side, he wants to rebrand NXT. He wants to undo what Triple H has done. You know, that kind of reminds me of some other stuff that happens in this world today. But, you know, Vince McMahon's going to go in there and he's going to put his 2 cents worth in. I feel sorry for those NXT guys because that rebrand is going to be awful. If it's just like Monday Night Raw, it's going to be awful.
So I'm a big NXT guy. I've watched NXT. Like you'd be hard pressed to find a wrestling promotion. But I'm not talking about like WWE in a whole, but NXT. You'd be hard pressed to find a show that puts on better pay-per-views than NXT. I don't think I've ever watched a takeover and been like, that was not a good show. They're all good. I don't know how I feel. It's more visually pleasing, NXT 2.0, but like already you can tell like this isn't about wrestling anymore. It's more about entertaining. And NXT was the only thing in WWE that was wrestling. So yeah, I don't know how I feel about it, but I don't think it's gonna end well. You can already tell Vince's touches on it with all the stupid, like the wedding. Like
I like the wedding.
Yeah, that was pretty good for a wrestling wedding.
Yeah, but like no one interrupted it. Like, come on. Like
why can't weddings be nice? Why can't you have pro wrestlers have a nice wedding?
We had too many weddings in WWE, man. We had Stephanie McMahon getting married to everybody. We had freaking, you know, we had Lana getting married, and you know,
Teddy Long got married.
Yeah, Teddy Long got married. I mean, we've seen a lot of weddings. I mean, just going back to Macho Man days back in the early '80s with him and Miss Elizabeth getting married on national television. You know, so that way the angle didn't really set anything for me present because there was no interference. You know, if you're gonna have a wedding in WWE, it's gotta have a little bit of interference in it.
I think that's what I did like about it. It was different.
Yeah, it was different. I thought Austin Theory was gonna crash the wedding. Like I was surprised that he didn't. I want better for Johnny Gargano because I think John Gargano is such a good wrestler, and like I just don't have to deal with this stupid segment anymore. So hopefully, I'm hoping my silver lining is the draft's coming up, and maybe NXT will be a part of that finally, and maybe we can get something new. But
I don't know. They're trying to rebrand right now, Mandy Rose. I mean, they changed it from blonde back to freaking brunette.
Yeah.
And they're trying to figure out what they want to do with her. Yeah, I mean, it's just getting ridiculous.
I do like some aspects of it. Then again, we only saw one episode of it. I do like that they're trying to focus more on newer wrestlers, and I feel like that's gonna be a big thing with Rick Steiner's son. What's his name?
Braun Breaker.
Braun Breaker. I think that's an interesting introduction. You know, that's something we should see because a lot of the times NXT would just get indie guys, you know, and they make the emphasis of indie guys will come out and then we would see them do the indie stuff. You know, it felt like NXT felt like an indie promotion in a sense in terms of pro wrestling style.
Well, I mean, if you look at it percent wise, it is like an indie wrestling because it's just supposed to be a step up to get into the thing to put them in shows and stuff like that. And NXT is actually run by students at Full Sail University in Orlando. I've been to a couple of NXT shows down in thing. You don't want to go stand in line in there because you almost got to fight like you're a wrestler to get in that line, try to get everything. You might as well order your ticket so you don't have to wait in that line because I tell you what, I ordered my ticket. I'm glad I got my ticket. I almost got jumped because I'm getting the VIP because I bought the VIP ticket. I was getting the VIP line. They thought I was breaking in front of everybody and stuff like that. So I mean, to me, you got to bring your knee pads, your shoulder pads, whatever you want to do to get in this NXT line, get it Full Sail because Full Sail is a small university and they had a small like gym type deal for this wrestling. But I like the way they did it. I like the way they first started out having the, you know, students doing all the production. They had students writing the shows, and it was actually pretty good like that. But then Triple H got involved and made a little bit more continuity, letting the students actually run it again. Now Vince McMahon's going to be taking over. You know how Vince McMahon don't like nobody running except for him, vetoing every idea. So this is NXT 2.0. It's going to be the downfall for him.
I read a report that Shawn Michaels was basically in charge NXT last week. I do want to give them I do want to cut them a little slack just because they were put in a bad spot with Samoa Joe having to relinquish the title about like 2 days before he had the show premiered. So.
Okay, is he really injured?
That's what I'm asking. It's way too convenient. Way too convenient.
That's exactly my point. Like, there's never been anything that's been said like what it is or anything. He didn't have a match or anything before it. All of a sudden, they're in this rebrand. Joe, it was a good way to get the title off of Karrion Kross. And now you need this for the rebrand. Let's have it be a championship match all of a sudden. I don't think Joe was really injured.
No,
I think he was just there for that transitional purpose.
Yeah,
I think he's actually injured. I don't think he's injured. I think because he was out for so long, they're probably doing like. I remember when Daniel Bryan first came back, they did all sorts of tests on him like every week, and I'm thinking that might be the thing. Like they did a test on Joe, and something came back that they didn't like, so they pulled him. Maybe not like dealing with an injury, but the medical team sees something that they didn't
My
like.
only problem is they didn't put it on LA Knight. They should have put it on LA Knight the championship.
You knew he wasn't getting it after he lost in the opening.
I know.
Like that was a bad decision to me.
Dom picked LA Knight in our prediction show. So
I picked Pete Dunne.
I picked Pete Dunne too.
Hey, that's a good prediction. But then again, I want to see more with NXT, like homegrown NXT characters. You know, homegrown WWE characters like Baron Corbin. Not anymore with us. Velveteen Dream, I think, was good until
I want to see what The Rock's daughter is going to do. That's what I want.
Yes. Like like indie wrestlers, I feel like it's just gonna be like they're gonna go gravitate to AEW, and then pro wrestlers who want to start off in the company, start off in pro wrestling, they want to go to NXT and have their start there. And I feel like having a territory not territory, like a developmental kind of brand feel is not going to be as bad.
Thumbs kind of.
I think one thing though that we got to wait on to see is something Cody just touched on. The takeover. The first takeover is really going to tell us what this rebrand is going to be like. If it's not that strict 5-match formula, opens up with a banger, has a women's match, a cool down match, a classic main event, the guideline that we've seen NXT takeovers have, we'll know for sure how this rebrand is going to be. And another reason why I thought it would either been Pete Dunne, maybe even LA Knight winning the title, is because you're trying to build it in a new form, a new show. Why put it on a guy who had the longest reign already? Nothing against Ciampa. Ciampa's great, but he was my last pick to win.
Yeah, same. I think like going back to the women's division talk, I think he's a transitional champion. I think they're setting it up for somebody. I don't know who it is. I don't think he'll have the title as long as we think he will.
Hopefully you're right.
I thought it was Pete Dunne because Pete Dunne that day signed like a contract extension with WWE.
And he was being built up very great. Like, when was the last time he had lost?
Yeah, he's been, and that's the thing with Pete Dunne. Ever since he's lost the NXT UK Championship, he has lost a lot. Like on NXT, if he's lost a lot against people. So, but NXT 2.0, I'm gonna give it another chance this Tuesday. We're gonna have Kushida versus Roderick Strong. That should be a good match. So I'm excited for it.
Both great wrestlers.
Yeah, but I mean, if you look at this stuff. I just hope Vince McMahon decided don't bring these soap opera writers to the NXT brand. Just do away with them. I just don't like it. This is the fourth time that Vince McMahon has put a soap opera writer. He took the writer from All My Children when All My Children went off the air. He asked those writers to come in. Awful. He should let Michael P.S. Hayes still write some of the stuff. He should have hired back Kevin Sullivan, let him write some because he does pretty good writing. Terry Taylor, he does pretty good writing. But, I mean, come on, dude. Soap opera writers, Guiding Light, especially Guiding Light soap opera writers,
Well, did you ever hear about this came out a couple months ago, about the girl that was on the podcast that got hired for WWE writing, and they asked her who Hulk Hogan was, and she had no idea who Hulk Hogan was. Like, how are you on the WWE writing team? You have no idea who Hulk Hogan is.
Was she the same one who didn't know who Bobby Lashley was?
Oh, that might have been that too. And then she got fired like 2 days later.
Yeah, she knew who Lashley was. Well, as he was the champion.
Yeah. It's ridiculous.
See, that's what tells you when you get hired. You don't know nothing, Yeah.
But Vince has said he doesn't like hiring wrestling fans.
Which just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense why he doesn't like it.
Well, you gotta understand he graduated from East Carolina University. So you gotta understand that.
That's why people gravitate to AEW, because it's written. You felt like it's a wrestling show for pro wrestling fans,
Yeah.
And we lose that feeling for WWE a lot.
Now, see, Vince don't want to hire wrestling fans because wrestling fans knows how to write a storyline and don't want nobody to overpower them. That's the problem.
Vince every now and again will give us something that we want, like the Daniel Bryan stuff, like the Kofi Kingston stuff. But
it's accidental.
It's after like the fans are like, if you don't give us this, we're just gonna riot until you do.
Yeah, it's accidental. They call it long-term booking. What? No, it's not. It's accidental booking. Like they'll just reference something that accidentally happened because they do so much crap that one of these days it's gonna be referenced down the line because they do so much crap. I just hate it. I hate it.
But some of these WWE feuds comes from, wrestlers spatting on freaking Twitter and all that stuff because Dolph Ziggler and Goldberg really had a beef going at it.
Riddle and Goldberg, they hate each other.
This wasn't a WWE kayfabe type deal. This was an actual full out brawl, full out onslaught because Goldberg and Dolph Ziggler didn't see eye to eye, and I like the way they brought it into this and made it into a thing because if you look at Dolph Ziggler's face, he was really surprised to see Goldberg show up on that night. So I mean, sometimes that's a good thing to have a Twitter war and they end up showing it on the screen.
All right. Anything else, or are we gonna go into the quiz part of this show? Because I'm excited for this.
Nervous.
Oh, it's 2-on-2 now. Y'all ain't got no extra advantage now.
No, I'm not part of it. I'm the host.
Oh, the host.
So we're doing
I'm
triple
the-
threat, or how are we gonna do it?
It's a triple threat. Yeah.
Do you want to see if Eric can get back on? Because you said tag him when he's ready. Just to see.
I'll tag him. I don't know. One of these rounds he's not gonna be able to do on typing. So we'll see.
Yeah, he said he would put his answers in the comments.
But
So, how do y'all feel about it not being able to be mentioned that is Rick Steiner's son?
That's
dumb.
weird. That's weird
dumb.
to me. That's weird to me. I don't understand that.
Why bring him in? Because I mean, we know who it is. I know they hate Scott Steiner, but that's Rick's son.
Scott Steiner had the best all-time best pro wrestling promo of all time. That's all.
The math lesson.
Stop.
The math, Steiner math. I'm sorry, Steiner math.
It's better than the pipe bomb.
Maybe.
Wow, as a CM Punk super fan.
I know. I mean, you know, people. I'm telling you, pro wrestling fans will be able to reference more from the Steiner math than pipe bomb, guaranteed.
Oh, easily.
See. Okay. So let's just go ahead and start. So it's gonna be 3 rounds, right? Then it's gonna be from 2000 to 2020 because Cody doesn't want that handicap, and you don't want Ray or Chris to run away with it.
You guys are going to anyway, so I'm gonna be so bad at this.
So it's gonna be 3 rounds. Each time you score 1 point with 1 correct. All right. First we have.
Wait, how are we doing it? Like, are you writing the answers, or what are you doing?
Yeah, get pieces of paper, please, or at least for your own sake, and then I'll walk through it. So first is match that match. So as you can see, we have Kane and Great Khali fighting each other in a Kane match, which was in Breaking Point, right? So I'm gonna have a list of 8 matches, right? They're all gonna be pay-per-view matches, and 8 pay-per-views. They're not gonna be the year, just the name of the pay-per-view, and I need you to match it.
Oh God!
Each correct match, and each correct match is you 1 point.
So wait, none of them are current pay-per-views.
I didn't say that. They're just pay-per-view names, not the year.
Eric messaged the Russell Point chat. Dom, what the fuck is this shit?
It's like it's called Match That Match. Yeah,
All right.
Match That Match. So we're gonna have 8 matches. And 8 pay-per-views, and you have to match them when they appeared on the pay-per-view. Okay?
All right.
I'm gonna set a timer for 5 minutes.
Oh God.
Okay.
I'm just gonna.
For your own sake, write it down, and then I'll go one by one and get the answer. And please say what your paper says. All right?
Okay.
Yes, ready? I'm gonna pop it up on the screen. Okay? Ready?
Mhm.
Set, go.
Oh, okay. Now I get it.
You get what?
Okay, yeah, it does make a little bit more sense. All right.
Can
Can I put like so when it says Triple H versus Randy Orton, can I just put 2 and then put the pay-per-view? I think it is. So it'll be
Yes.
easier.
So just so for your own sake, so you can recite it. You know. Some of these are hard. Some of these are easy.
What's the last one say? I can't see it.
Let me take off that thing. real
It's
quick.
Undertaker versus Kane.
Yeah,
Okay.
Undertaker versus Kane. And there's no repeats, by the way. So all of them are gonna match.
Well, we're gonna match. No repeat.
All of them are gonna match to 1. Let me know when you guys are ready. I'm excited to see how you guys do.
God, this is hard.
It is hard. It is hard.
Very.
Huh?
If you want to be the first ASAP Wrestling Palooza champion, you gotta earn that title.
I think Eric put his answers in.
Eric, you can't put your answers in yet. Cody's gonna see it.
I'm not looking. I'm literally writing down.
So, let me know when everyone is ready.
I'm still.
I'm not even close to ready, to be honest.
Let me get a pen real quick so I can write down everybody's answer. Well, I can. One second.
Hold on.
Wow. This was a great one.
Alright, I'm back. Except, I got my pen.
How much time's left?
You guys have 3 minutes. Unless you guys are all done already.
I'm typing it down right now. All the Shawn Michaels freaking matches.
So many Shawn Michaels matches, I know. I was like,
Somebody's in love with Shawn Michaels.
I was like, first I'm gonna have a wrestler appear each, and then I'm like, no, it's a lot of Shawn Michaels matches I can put in there.
Yeah, that's what you did. You didn't put no Stone Cold Steve Austin match in there.
Some of, because some of these are like bizarre matchups for some of these wrestlers, in my opinion.
Right, let me see here.
Okay. All right, you guys have 2 minutes left.
Unforgiven. Let's see here.
Oh God.
Don't ask me. You get all them wrong. I hate these kind of games.
A minute and 15 left.
Hey, how many are there? 1, 2, 3.
It's 8 of them.
All right.
So you guys can earn up to 8 points. A minute left.
Here we go. Hold on.
You guys all ready?
Give me a second.
You have 10 seconds to be precise.
Probably get them all wrong. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm not feeling confident either.
Oh,
Wait, come on.
all right then. 3, 2, 1. All right then.
Yeah, I got mine. I don't think I did good.
Okay,
At all.
okay.
I don't think so. Either.
Does anybody want to volunteer going first with the answers?
Should we go one at a time? Like
Yeah,
number-
just go one at a time.
Yeah.
I'll tell you how many you have right. Then I'll reveal the answers.
Okay,
Now.
number one.
Wait, let me put you on the big screen if I can. There it
Okay.
is.
What was the first match?
It was Triple H versus Randy Orton.
So I put that it was an Vengeance.
Okay.
Go away. Go out of my
Oh my
way.
god. My mom's yelling at the dog.
Oh my God! Am I going with my whole order?
Yeah, go your whole thing.
Okay, Vengeance, Unforgiven, No Mercy.
No. Tell me which one is on which. So let's say.
I didn't put the matches down. I just wrote one.
John, all right, I'll read the matches to you.
Okay.
First one is Triple H versus Randy, or you said Vengeance. John Morrison versus Sheldon Benjamin.
Unforgiven,
Chris Jericho versus John Cena.
No Mercy,
Chris Jericho versus Edge.
Extreme Rules,
Shawn Michaels versus Edge.
Royal Rumble,
Shawn Michaels versus King.
Judgment Day,
Shawn Michaels versus Batista.
Backlash,
Undertaker versus King.
Night of Champions.
All right, that's Cody. Who wants to go next? Ray or Chris?
I got it.
All right. Give me a list.
All right. Morrison versus Benjamin. I said Backlash.
Okay.
Triple H versus Orton was No Mercy. Jericho versus Cena was Judgment Day. Jericho versus Edge was Vengeance. Michaels versus Edge was the Rumble. Michaels versus Batista was Extreme Rules. Undertaker versus Kane was Night of Champions. And Michaels versus Kane for Unforgiven.
Say second last one again.
Undertaker versus Kane was Night of Champions.
No, the one before that.
Michaels versus Batista, Extreme Rules.
Okay. All right. Okay, and then lastly, Ray.
Well, I got Triple H versus Randy Orton at Vengeance. I got John Morrison versus Shelton Benjamin at No Mercy. I got Chris Jericho versus John Cena, Night of Champions. I got Chris Jericho versus Edge at Backlash. I got Shawn Michaels versus Edge at Extreme Rules. Shawn Michaels versus Kane at Judgment Day. I got Shawn Michaels versus Batista at Royal Rumble. And I got The Undertaker versus Kane at Unforgiven.
Okay. All right, now the answers. Now you guys gonna be shocked.
Dom, do Eric's too. I'm really not you.
So Eric's. Careful, Mom. Okay, so he said Morrison, Shelton, Judgment Day. Randy Orton versus Triple H, Royal Rumble. Batista, HBK, Backlash. HBK, Kane, Unforgiven. Taker, Kane, Night of Champions. Chris Jericho, Cena, No Mercy. And then he said, Dom, you're a bitch. All right. Okay, let's get to the first one. John Morrison versus Shelton Benjamin was Judgment Day 2009. Randy Orton versus Triple H. They had lots of matchups, but the one that matched up for this one was No Mercy 2007. Chris Jericho against Edge was Extreme Rules 2010. That was after the what was it? After the WrestleMania match. John Cena against Chris Jericho was Vengeance 2002. Very much better.
I'm almost positive that Randy Orton and Triple H fought at Vengeance.
Hey, are you doing?
The what?
I'm almost positive Triple H and
Oh yeah, I know, but that's the one I'm referencing.
All right, it's happening now. We got my stuff.
Because you would match them up. Because I made sure none of them I was made sure that Chris Jericho and Edge and Triple H and Randy Orton wouldn't both have a Royal Rumble match if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Okay. Then Edge and Shawn Michaels was Royal Rumble. You guys I think all of you had that right.
I just guessed on that one. I did not
I remember that one.
That was 2005. Kane versus Undertaker was Night of Champions 2010. Shawn Michaels against Batista was Backlash 2008. And Shawn Michaels versus Kane was Unforgiven 2004.
The only one I knew for sure was Batista versus Shawn Michaels because that's because
I don't know. You guys have
right.
And then
I think
the Triple H Orton one because Triple H fought 3 times that night.
Yeah. So Ray, after you had 1 point, each got 1 point. Chris scored 2. Cody scored 4. Okay. Next one is gonna be a bit.
What about
better.
Eric? What did Eric get?
Eric doesn't count.
All
right. Next, round 3, we have before or after. I will ask a before after question. Let's say an example is that what's his name? Baron Corbin, was he upset before or after he lost his hair? After, right? So I'm gonna pop up a bunch of questions. Acknowledge me. No. I'm gonna ask. I'm gonna pop up banners that say before after. You guys will say before after, and if it's before after, then you'll score a point if you have it right. Make sense? Makes sense. Okay.
Yep.
Let's get to the first one. Did the anonymous Raw GM get revealed before or after John Laurinaitis got fired as Raw GM? I'll let you think about it for a second. Before or after? You guys let me know when you guys are ready. I'll go to Cody first. Before or after?
Is everybody ready? I don't want.
Everyone's ready for the answer?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, go
All
ahead,
right.
Cody.
All right, I put before.
All right. Chris?
After.
Okay. And Ray?
It was after.
All right, it was after.
Fuck.
The Raw General Anonymous Raw General Manager got revealed in July 9th, 2012, and John Laurinaitis got fired in June 17th, 2012. So that's 1 point for Ray and 1 point for Chris. So Chris has 3, Ray has 2, and Cody has 4.
Eric went crazy in the chat.
Uh-oh. Cody, goddammit, I got it. Okay, this one's gonna be fun.
He got it. He sent the message after.
Did
God,
Carlito
no.
debut before or after Chris Massa debut?
Ooh.
They both they were tag team champions, they were tag team partners.
I have no idea. God damn.
Before these are hard. Before or after? Let me know when you guys I have dates written down and everything. I did my research. You guys ready? Cody, go ahead.
Why do I have to go first every round?
Okay, fine.
I'll say before. I have no idea. But.
Okay. Chris? Before or after?
I'm gonna go with.
This one's hard.
It is because I know when Carlito debuted. I remember the match and everything. I'm just trying to think of the time. I don't remember Chris Masters' debut.
Or his career.
I'm gonna go before.
All right, and Ray.
It was before.
All right, you guys all scored a point. It was before. Carlito debuted in October 7th, 2004. Chris Masters debuted February 21st, 2005. So.
Oh, that's close. Because I don't remember the Chris Masters challenge being really relevant to like 2006-07. So that's what I was going with.
All right.
Yeah. I just know Carlito because he beat John Cena his debut match.
All right. 3 more to go, guys. 3 more to go. This one's a bit more of a retro than before.
Oh, that's not good. That's not good.
Did Kane take off his mask? This is for his first time. First time he takes off his mask. Before or after Stone Cold Steve Austin was co-general manager. And he was co-general manager with Eric Bischoff, by the way.
Yeah. I know that. Oh, God, I remember the moment. I remember. I don't know if he was.
Cody, if you don't want to go first, you don't have to go first.
I don't want to go first this time, but I think I have my answer. Am I right?
All right. Ray, do you want to go first?
It was before.
All right. Go ahead, Chris.
After.
All right. And
I'm going before too because I remember Kane unmasked him and chokeslammed Stone Cold on the same.
Well, Ray was very confident because he was right. It was before. So
I remember Kane like the first chokeslam he gave or like the second one when he.
So Ray and Chris are tied with 4. Cody, you have 6, still in the lead. This next one's a little bit easier because the last one's gonna be hard. Did AJ Styles win his first WWE championship before or after Shinsuke won his first NXT championship? It's the most recent one here, guys.
I think I know this, but.
All right, let me know when you guys are all ready. All right. Chris, I'll say Cody, you go first because you're the leader.
I'm going to go after.
Okay. Chris?
I'm going to go before.
Okay.
It was before.
All right, it was actually after.
Was it?
So, for reference, Shinsuke
Nakamura
Nakamura.
had a long title reign.
Shinsuke Nakamura won his championship August 20th, 2016. This was NXT Brooklyn Takeover 2?
Yeah,
I believe so. And AJ won it in Backlash 2016, which was September 11th. So that's another point for Cody. And last one. This one's the hardest. Did a part of the set of Vince McMahon's $1 Million Mania hit Vince McMahon when it hit, when it fell, before or after CM Punk cashed in his first Money in the Bank championship?
Yeah, part said.
So
I
when
know.
part of the set of Vince McMahon's $1 Million Mania hit Vince McMahon, was that before or after CM Punk cashed in his first Money in the Bank championship? I mean, briefcase. This is my favorite one.
Tricky bastard.
This is my favorite one. I'll give you a hint. It was in 2008.
I'm gonna go after.
All right. Ray?
I'm.
And Cody?
No, Ray can go. That's fine.
I'm gonna say before.
All right, and Cody.
I have after because was it on the same night?
It was before.
Oh, okay.
Listen. So Ray, you score another point. You have 5. Chris has 4, and Cody has 7. So when this was actually at the draft, the $1 Million Mania, and that happened June 23rd, 2008, and CM Punk cashed in June 30th, 2008. So a week later.
You know why I knew that was before? Because I was in Afghanistan when this all happened.
Well, there we go.
I was thinking it was the same night, so I was like, I know that ended the show, so that's what I was thinking.
Because it was, I think, either the Battle Royal. I know Edge was there, and Edge was wearing a WWE SmackDown shirt, and then he got
I
clapped.
can't remember that type of stuff.
All right. So the score update is Ray with 5 points, Chris with 4, and Cody with 7. And now we're getting into the last little round. And I'm telling you now, this last round, it still can be anybody's game because we have Guess Who. And Cody knows this one so well because we did it in the ASAP anniversary show. So Guess Who? This is how it works. I have 5 numbers, right? 1 through 5, and I have one wrestler each. You have 20 yes or no questions to guess the wrestler. So let's say Cody asks me, is it a male or female? Let's say it's Cody Rhodes, and he asks me, is it male or female? I say male, and then I go to 19. If he guesses it right, he says Cody Rhodes right after. He gets 19 points. All right. Any questions? Does anybody want to go first?
No.
Nobody?
I feel like I should go last because I have the most points.
Actually,
Okay, I'll go first then because I have the least amount. That's
Yeah,
fine.
we should do it like that.
So I have so I already wrote down before the show a number 1 through 5 with 5 wrestlers. So go ahead and give me a number 1 through 5.
4.
All right, I have the wrestler. Okay, you can go ahead and ask the first question, and they have to be all yes or no questions, by the way.
Okay. Is it a male?
Yes.
Is he a WWE superstar?
We have to be more specific.
Is he a current WWE superstar?
No.
Is he in the WWE Hall of Fame?
Yes. I'm pretty sure. 1 second. I'm pretty sure, but I'm like 99% sure.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead. He is.
Okay. Is he a former world champion?
Yes.
Is he living?
Yes.
Was he an active wrestler in the Attitude Era?
Yes, he was an active wrestler in the Attitude Era.
Has he ever main evented WrestleMania?
No. That's 13, my bad. No, he has not. They have not. He has not, no. It's hard, I know.
I don't want to waste my questions.
Yeah. And by the way, if you make a guess, that counts as a question.
Oh, okay.
So if you make a guess right now and it's incorrect, it will go to 12.
Okay, cool.
I'm sorry I didn't mention that.
All right. Huh.
I have one. I wrote my guess on a piece of paper just to see if I can get it. That's my guess.
Still a lot of room to get, or questions to get through, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
I need a question at some point.
Was his finisher from the top rope?
No.
Was he ever a tag team champion?
Yes. Pretty sure. Yes. A tag team champion, yes.
Okay, so he's been a world champion, never headlined WrestleMania. He was a tag team champion. Hall of Fame. Is it Booker T?
It is. Congrats.
Whoa.
It is. That was a good
That's
shot.
cool.
You have
That's not
11,
who I was guessing. I thought it was Kane.
you have 11 points. Wow, Chris, that's impressive. So with that,
Kane was gonna be my next guess, actually.
you have
That's what I was
15 points total. Very good job.
thinking. If Ray doesn't beat you, I'm not going to because I suck at this.
All right. Did me proud. Hell yeah. Okay. So Booker T was number 4. So I'm going to move everyone down. So it's going to be 1 through 4 now. Okay. So Chris, you have now 15 points. Cody has 7. And Ray, you have 5. Cody or Ray, who wants to go next?
Ray can go.
Ray, you ready?
Yeah, I'll take number 1.
Number 1. All right. Cool. You are good to go.
Is he a male?
No.
WWE, is this person in WWE?
Yes.
Is this person kin to Ric Flair?
No. Very specific.
You haven't been a Divas champion.
Divas champion? No.
Has this person ever headline a pay-per-view?
Good question.
Got to search that up.
A pay-per-view. If I had to go off the top of my head, I would say no. From
If you want to message me the name, I can look back.
Okay.
I can tell you now where yes.
All right. I'll message you the name. I don't think so, right?
Give me a second, because.
Does this person have a talk show, like a ding dong talk show?
They do. That's a yes.
This person,
Okay, go ahead.
this person, when she came out as a wrestler, did she have the blow up Richard Johnson on the entrance?
She did.
It's Bailey.
Yes, that's the.
I don't know if she. I think she did. She main event Hell in a Cell? That's what my only thing was. She might have made it.
No.
Oh, technically, that was a yes because NXT Brooklyn, her and Sasha were the main event. You're muted.
Got it anyways. I don't know how long I was muted for. I'm sorry. All right. So Ray, you have 18 points. Chris, you're in second. unfortunately.
You see how I projected that thing? That's how
Cody,
you projected it.
Cody, you need to get at least 11.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm gonna move away. Bailey.
I'm so bad at these.
All right. 1
Hey,
through
you had a
3.
lot of practice though.
1 through
You
3.
know, we did like 2 or 3.
One, 1 through 3. 2.
Yes.
Okay. Awesome. Awesome. I like this. I like them. Okay. Cool.
All right.
Go ahead.
Is it a male?
Yes.
Do they currently work for WWE?
Yes.
Have they held a major championship in the last year?
Major championship. Define major championship.
WWE Championship, Universal Championship.
No.
Are they in a tag team?
No.
I was gonna guess Matt Riddle.
No. Not matter. That's not a guess.
That's not no. That. Are they a current champion?
No.
Pressure is on.
The pressure is on.
I know. I literally have no idea. Are they on SmackDown?
No.
Pressure's really on.
Fuck.
3 more. 3 more. 3 more wrong answers.
That's
Yep.
a male on SmackDown.
4 more.
I swear to God, if it's an NXT superstar, I'm literally gonna kill you, Dom.
I heard that before. Pressure.
Boom, 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 boom. I'm trying just to like think of people that are in the.
Think of pro wrestlers.
Let me in.
Were they on Raw last week?
No.
Yes.
It's a lot of wrestlers on
Question, but
Raw.
it's-
You got 2 more to
Yeah.
win and 1 to tie. If you don't guess the wrestler next 3 questions or turns, Ray Cruz wins.
Non-tag team.
Mm.
They were on Raw. Fuck. Who fuck? Are they a manager?
No.
I was gonna guess MVP.
No, they're not a manager. And MVP's not a tag team technically. He's fighting for the tag team.
No, he's not. Tag team.
Oh, okay.
Tag team.
They're number 1 contenders.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, he's injured now, I guess.
Oh yeah. All right, Cody. Come on, you have to get it now to win.
I'm trying to think of like. God, I'm not gonna be able to get it.
Come on, dude.
I have to guess like 2 wrestlers now.
Yeah.
You between 2? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Is it Jinder Mahal?
No.
Woo!
And yeah, it's not. And you asked major championship. Well, I don't know if you could consider. Well, it's within the year. Never mind.
Don't get no hint. You got to answer the question.
All right, I'm my last guy. Is it Sheamus?
No.
Oh, that was my pick. That's what I thought it was.
You can keep going. Let's keep going.
Is it Drew McIntyre?
No.
Is it Shanky?
No.
Is it Mustafa Ali?
No.
He's in the tag team.
Yeah,
Same as Shanky.
just tell me who it is.
Keep going. We're still working for placements.
Yeah, whatever.
Well, you're in 3rd place now, but
I can't even think of like people that are on Raw this week.
come on, you're gonna hate me for this one. I can tell.
Is it Damian Priest?
No.
Even though I'm literally guessing the people I ask questions about, basically. Is it The Miz?
No.
It's Morrison?
No.
It's Jeff Hardy?
No.
Is
Randy
it
Orton.
T-Bar?
No.
Is it Mace?
Is it what?
Is it Mace?
No. You got one left.
Is it Dominic Brendel?
No, it was R-Truth.
Yeah, I hate you so much.
Oh wow.
It was R-Truth.
Didn't I ask? Oh no, I didn't. I was gonna say he's not the 24/7 champion.
The
Right now.
other two that you guys could have picked was Gold Dust and JBL.
I'm pretty sure I had the hard. R-Truth was the hardest one of all those.
I mean, it wouldn't have been hard.
Was
for
R-Truth
me.
on Raw this week?
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
I remember seeing that man's face. All right, then. Here sums it up. Ray with 18 points, he wins. Chris with 15, he gets second, and Cody with 7. Cody was in the lead for the whole game, and
R-Truth
R-Truth came and stole his championship.
They're stupid.
So Ray will be our current and reigning champion. The ASAP wrestling champion. I'll make a little belt eventually.
I'll come back for the title since and
Um,
then I get screwed by R-Truth.
I got
Yes.
one word for you. Let me in.
next time, hopefully, we'll have Eric. Eric, the reason we couldn't have you because it would have been difficult to do this like that. Hopefully, we'll be better next time. Hopefully, we'll have Nate. Maybe we'll have Will. Who knows? Maybe we'll have different contenders. Who knows? Anybody can contend for the championship.
Once again, ASAP Wrestling Hour, bringing it.
Yeah, I'm glad you guys won.
I got screwed by my own tag team partner. Look at that. Low blow.
It was R-Truth. I mean, okay. Was it really that hard? Was R-Truth really that hard?
Hey, you know what question you should have asked him? 2 questions you should have asked him. Straight up. Was he from North Carolina? And was he in jail?
I don't know. I didn't even know.
That's a lot of pro
North
wrestlers right there.
Carolina.
No.
No, I could have said Jeff Hardy. If I
Nope.
wanted to get that.
No, because Jeff Hardy was never in jail.
He's been arrested.
He's been arrested.
He'd been arrested, but he didn't stay the whole time in jail.
How am I supposed to know what his activity was in the 24 hours when he got arrested?
Yeah, I already knew. I kind of knew who it was because when he said on Raw, but when you said your stuff, I kind of put two together.
I did not. I was
thought
thinking,
Sheamus and Jeff Hardy. Those are my 2 picks.
my first when he said non-major champion, I thought it was Damian Priest at first.
You should have asked normal championship. That's what would have been making
I
more sense.
wasn't thinking of 24/7 championship.
Well, that's unusual championship.
Whatever.
It's a championship, right?
Barely.
Barely. I mean, I don't even know if R2 was it last time R2 had it, to be honest. Because Reggie had it for so long.
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago?
Yeah, 2 weeks ago.
Did he? I don't know, because we've been reviewing Raw, and I always get very excited for the 24/7 championship segment. And I remember,
I think it was the most ridiculous championship ever. Because R-Truth's got the most championship.
Yeah. What is he, like 45 or something?
It's more. It's over 50.
Like 50, 55.
60-ish. I don't know. But that I guess that concludes the Palooza. Any lasting thoughts or comments on the show? Anybody?
Yeah, I got one comment.
Uh-oh.
I'm the king of wrestling. That's what it is.
Cody?
I got the knowledge.
Cody, do you have anything to say about that?
He got nothing to say because I took the championship.
Dom, you screwed me. You screwed me.
Screw you. Okay, whatever. Chris,
Well, you actually screwed yourself because you picked number 2.
you did.
Yeah.
You could have picked JBL or Goldust. Or no.
I feel like Goldust would have been a hard one to get.
Goldust would have been really hard.
No, you
Gold
wouldn't.
dust.
All you had to ask him, did he play a faggot?
Oh my. Oh my.
But it would have been kind of a trick. That would have been a trick question because if I would have been like, is he an active WWE super? Is he a WWE superstar? Is that a yes or a no?
Yeah, that's what it's
Yes or no. Then your next question is he currently WWE or AE? And then, or you could have said,
Well,
is he
technically,
currently
Goldust is not an AEW.
That's what I'm saying. Goldust isn't, but Dustin is. So
well, I'm glad I didn't have to
You
go
could
through
ask
that.
him if he was gold.
Well, I want a rematch.
You will have a rematch, and so will Chris.
I want a new host for it
no.
too. So
No, no.
unbiased host.
You guys had fun because I had fun doing the quiz.
I really
Since I
did.
won-
This was
Since
a
I won the
pleasure, man.
title,
We gotta do this again.
I'll play the host of the next one.
Oh, okay.
Good.
I want to see before.
Y'all can't screw me.
You can't be the host. You're the champion. You have to defend the
No,
championship.
y'all have to go for number one contender.
Well, no, what?
I like that. Number one contenders match.
Number
We'll
one
think.
contender. match.
We'll talk about it. Okay, we'll talk about it.
And then I defend my title at a pay per view thing.
Ray's a prize fighter. He only fights when there's a prize in the line.
Defending his championship is a prize. Okay. Any lasting thoughts before we finish this off?
No, it was fun.
It
Okay.
was great. Yeah, we gotta do this again.
Yeah, definitely got to do this again. Check it. Yeah.
Just go ahead and say every pay per view that comes up with WWE or AEW, we're gonna throw this program onto that pregame show type deal. And if we can all get a time worked out, it'll probably be about 2 or 3 hours before the pay per view.
Yeah, something like that would be
2-hour
fun.
show. So,
Well, then their next pay per view is next Sunday. Stream Rules next Sunday.
Well, there we go.
there you
That's
go.
the date set.
Next Sunday.
Next
Alright.
Sunday, you'll see us. Hopefully, Cody will end up getting third again. Who knows? Chris, will he get his redemption? Or will Ray continue to reign supreme? Find out next week. Make sure to watch
Roman
ASAP
Ray.
Wrestling Hour every Tuesday and Wrestle Point every Wednesday.
You do not remember what time we're on. Wednesday.
Hey, okay.
We are ASAP Wrestling Hour is on at 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central, and 7 Pacific. Y'all are on 10 p.m. Eastern time, 9 Central, and 7 Pacific on Wednesdays and Saturday. There you go.
There we go. That leaves it for us.